beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of the Good Doc's Kitchen. I am your host, Good Doc Dr. Mike TV. And today, guys, I felt like cooking my family some Filipino favorites. So, if you guys remember in the other video, man, I was reminiscing over Filipino food. I was having a great day, and I had all the great foods and all of that stuff. I will leave that video tagged at the end of this video. But I said, you know what? With the amount of money that I spent on all of that food, guess what? I could probably make my family some chicken adobo that would probably taste even better. So today, guys, a foreigner is about to cook himself some chicken adobo. Wish me luck. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, guys, so for the interest of time, guys, I know that everybody cooks adobo a little bit differently, okay? I know myself, and the way that my family cooks it is not going to be the same way that your family does. So for me, I've opted to use chicken thighs, but the smaller versions of skinless chicken thighs. Let me show you that real quick. Bam! So we're going to use chicken thighs by Sanderson Farms, a local company here, little whatever. And I like the smaller chicken thighs, not the bigger ones, because I'm going to try to fit it all in this pot right here, okay? So what we're going to do first, guys, is we're going to boil it, because you want the chicken to be tender, but you don't want to cook it all the way through. As you guys know, once we put in all of our sauces and all of that stuff later on, I'll show you what that is in a minute. But, you know, right now, first, we're just going to boil the chicken probably for about 5, maybe 10 minutes or so. And then after that, we'll get into the nitty gritty of everything we need to add to it. All right, so let's go ahead and get this chicken boiled. Alright, guys, so what we did is we washed the chicken. Alright, we're going to bring it over here to the pot, and we're going to go ahead and put it in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and get it boiled in 1 second. So we're going to go ahead, put the chicken in a pot. Ooh, looking delish. I actually realized, guys, only when I opened up, that it was boneless chicken breast, and it's always good to have bone in more so. But again, like I said, guys, we're gonna make it work. These are 6 pieces of boneless chicken breast, so you just got to be careful with how you cook it, only because, you know, whenever it's boneless, it might dry a little quicker or something to that nature because there's not a bone in it. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put that in. I'm going to throw in probably some peppercorns, because I think peppercorns would be dope in here. Probably throwing some garlic and also some onions while the chicken cooks, alright? So we're probably going to give it about roughly 30 minutes or so. And then we're going to take it out. And then we're going to add all the extra goodies, alright? Stay tuned. Alright, guys, we're probably going to do it, instead of 20 or 30 minutes, guys, we're going to go ahead and put it on for about 10 minutes or so. Go ahead and get the boil on, give it a chance to really simmer up and do well. I opted not to put the peppercorns and all of that stuff in there because I know that's going to be part of the end ingredients and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the chicken boiled up plain by itself first. And then we'll add all of the ingredients as needed later on. But while we're waiting for the chicken to cook, we're going to go ahead and prepare all of our other ingredients. Let's go. Alright, guys, so as the chicken's boiling up nice, after it overflowed a little bit. Alright, so the plain chicken breast is still boiling up. While we did that, I've already chopped up some onions and some garlic that we're going to use to saute. As you guys know, got some soy sauce here, vinegar, and some cooking oil, because I'm going to put a little small pan fry on the chicken, and also bay leaves. This is what we add in at the end, guys. The bay leaves, we're going to put that in at the end just for taste. Alright, so as we're waiting for the chicken to finish boiling, looks like we got about another 41 seconds or so. After that, we're going to remove it from the pot, take out the water, pan fry the chicken a little bit, and then we're going to add these ingredients, okay? So let's get to it. Alright, guys, so the chicken looks like it's ready to come out. Let's go ahead and just grab a couple of pieces out. They look pretty tender. They look also a little dry, but not dry. But guess what? We're going to flavor this thing up and send it to Flavor Town in a uno momento. Let's go ahead and just get out all of the chicken. All right, just putting it on a plate where it can dry out. All right. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Ouch. Damn, that shit gets heavy and it's hot. Okay. And it's tender now, guys. So for me, it was officially 15 minutes of bone out chicken breast. All right. So I put it up for about 15 minutes or so. I just boiled it. Okay. Plain water, nothing special. I'll try to leave a recipe in the description area below for you guys so that you guys get an idea of what we're working with. All right. So let me go ahead and drain this water out because I want to save it because I'm going to end up using this water later on when I'm adding water back to the pot after we cook everything up. All right. So I'm going to pour the water in here. We're going to save it so that I can use the water and all of the stuff. And again, if you want to flavor your water, perfectly fine. I would encourage you guys to reuse the water. But if you want to flavor it, you can have all your aromats and all of that stuff together. But for me, I'm just going to boil it plain because the way that I cook my adobo is going to be a little bit different. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so I believe in using the same pot. Like I said, we've already drained the water. Got the chicken sitting to the side. Aromats already cooked up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of oil. I got Weissen, it could be Crisco, any oil you want to use, guys. We're gonna put some oil back into the pot because now we're officially going to fry the chicken. All right, now you don't need much oil. Like I said, I'm freestyling this a little bit, so just enough to coat the bottom. You know, you never want too much because you already know that when you cook it up and you start adding everything that you need, it's always going to be just enough for you guys to be able to, you know, cook it up and do whatever you need to do. So first things first, once this gets a little heat to it, we're going to go ahead and do our aromats. We're going to get our onions together. We're going to get our garlic together. We're going to pan fry it. Excuse me. And then we're going to add the chicken to it, okay? So just give me a second. We'll get to it. All right, guys, we're about to add in our onions and our garlic. All right, so let's go ahead and just get that in the pan real quick. Oh, that smells good, guys. All righty, so let's go ahead and get this cooked up together. You don't want to burn the garlic, but you definitely want to get it with a nice little coat on there. So we're going to go ahead and saute the onions and garlic in here. And then after the onions and everything are good to go, we're going to add in the chicken, let it cook up and sear 2 minutes on each side. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in the soy sauce and the vinegar and the peppercorns. And then just before it's really ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the bay leaves. All right, so let me go ahead and get this cooked up for you guys. Oh, if you guys can smell the mixture of onion and garlic, my goodness, man. This shit is absolutely beautiful. Whew. All right, guys, it's starting to look a little delicious. See, it's starting to brown a little bit. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add back the chicken. I tried to pat down the chicken as best as I could, but unfortunately, it's probably still a little on the wet side, so it might have a little bit of that splash, so you gotta be careful. Let's go ahead and take care of it real quick. I'm gonna add the chicken back into the mix now. All right, let's go ahead and get it. All right, you never want to cook this on high heat. Make sure it's on a low heat. I'm at about a 5 on my thing real quick. Let's go ahead and get that chicken back in there. Again, guys, the chicken already has a pretty much a pre-cook on it, so it's not too bad and it doesn't require to be cooked too much longer. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, let it cook up a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add the soy sauce and the vinegar, and we're gonna be prime time, baby. We're gonna be prime time. All right, guys, so for everybody's ratio of vinegar, and soy sauce is going to be different, okay? But for me, in the interest of time and the way that I do my thing, I believe in 2 parts soy sauce, 1 part vinegar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this up 2 cups. I'm sorry, maybe we'll do about a cup and a half first. No, it's gonna be 2 cups and then 1 cup vinegar because we're dealing with 6 chicken, excuse me, since we're dealing with 6 chicken thighs, I think the more the better, the bigger the pot. So we're gonna do 2 Let's see, we're gonna probably try, I don't wanna do 2 cups, but I kinda wanna get at least a cup, cup and a half, right? So, let's see where we're at. We're not at 1 cup yet, so I may not do 2 cups, maybe I'll do 1 and 1. Now, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and give 2 cups in. Perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and do 2 cups soy sauce. Come over here. Go ahead, pour it in. Okay. And we're gonna do 1 cup vinegar. You know what? Maybe not 1 cup, guys. Maybe we'll do a half a cup and then we'll add more as needed, okay? So we'll do about a half a cup or so. That looks about fair. We'll do about half a cup. All right. And again, I'm doing it for taste, and then I'll add more as I need to. So I'm gonna let this come to a slow simmer, and we'll come back, check on it in a minute, guys, and I'll let you know what's going on. If I need to add more, I'll let you know. Oh. All right, we're gonna run this back to the heat real quick, but also let me not forget, guys, I'm gonna probably do about at least a cup or so of water. I'm gonna add about a cup of water so that it can slow simmer and everything, and it's gonna kind of dilute it just a little bit, you know, in order for us to be able to add a little bit more as needed, because you never want it to be super strong and overpowering. So I'm gonna go ahead and add roughly about another cup or so of water. All right, a cup of water. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a cup and probably just a little bit more. Right, about a cup and a half, that'll work. All right, here we go. Put the lid on top of it and pray that it comes out tasting a little bit better than normal, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and put it on 7. If you guys can see that, let it boil up a little bit. Give it about, I wanna say a good 20 minutes or so, and we'll check it as needed, all right? So let's go ahead and set the timer. You know what, not 20. We'll do about 15 first, and then we'll come back and check it. And then if everything is good to go, I'll add the bay leaf in the end in order for it to, you know, basically just get that aromatic flavor of it all. So while the pot, I'm gonna probably turn the pot off. If everything is good, put the bay leaf in, put the lid back on it. That way it could, you know, aromat and get it all, you know, smelling and tasting the way that it should be. All right, guys, wish me luck. Whew. Alright guys, so right now we're in the process of allowing all of those juices to cook up and marinate and do all of that good jazz. Alright, so when I was actually trying to research some recipes on adobo, what I started to notice is a lot of those recipes were asking for you to reduce down the liquid to turn it into a glaze. I believe that is blasphemy. I believe that is nonsense. You need it as liquidy as humanly possible because you want it, at least for my personal preference and taste, I want it to be liquidy so I can use the juices to pour over my rice. Most Filipinos I know have always cooked it in like a soupy-like form. All right, but here in the United States, I see people talking about reductions and glazes and all of that shit. I said that's not true. That's not true Filipino adobo, okay? That's their adobo, but that is not our adobo. All right, so I'm not gonna reduce mine down to a glaze of any kind. I want it to be soupy, watery, but I also want it to have flavor. So add some peppercorn in there a little bit ago, again, just to let it sit in there. So it's still cooking up, guys, and prayerfully, hopefully this comes out right. Again, guys, I had to freestyle this particular recipe because again, adobo was cooked different by different people in different ways. All right, some of my Filipino audience is gonna say, Doc, you did this adobo all ass backwards. Some people will say, I've never tried it that way. Let me see if it works that way. Again, it's all about how you choose and it's all about flavor preferences. Like I said, if you want to know how I did it, I'll try to leave a recipe in the link in the description there below. Y'all make sure y'all give this video a like, make sure you subscribe, and once we get it locked in, once we get it finished, guys, I'll definitely take a quick taste test to make sure that it reminds me of a little bit of home. Let's hope and pray that it does. And if it doesn't, we'll try to find a way to fix it. All right, let's get it. All right, guys, moment of truth, moment of truth. Let's go ahead and get this in. All right. Okay. Because I put that 2 cups of soy in there and that half a cup of vinegar, what's coming through is the soy sauce is still a little bit stronger. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna add a little bit more water to it. like I said, I save my water. Never get rid of your water. Add just a little bit more to try to dilute it. All right. So again, like I said, it's a process, guys. You know, it's not going to always be perfect. You know, everything is to taste. Some people might say, Doc, that tastes awesome the way that it is. Some people might be like, you know what, bro? You might want to cut it just a little bit more. So again, when it comes to adobo, guys, it's never going to be perfect. At least the way that I do it. So everything's gonna be the taste. All right, so I'm gonna let it go ahead, cook up for probably about another few minutes or so, and then I'm gonna try it a little bit later to make sure if I need to add more, I do, or if I need to do something else, I will. Again, guys, this is a freestyle version of, you know, Philippine chicken adobo. Hey, it ain't gonna be perfect every time, but again, everything is definitely the taste. Alright guys, so as you can see, I ended up adding all of the water back into it, and I'm just going to give it a chance to reduce down now. I kind of felt like I may have put too much soy sauce in there, so I'm just going to give it a chance to reduce down, and I'll probably try it a little bit later if I need to add a little bit more water. Again, guys, as you know, I put in 2 cups of soy. If I need to add in a little bit more warm water, I will, in order to help cut the taste. So we're going to give it a chance to reduce down, let it cook, and as anybody will tell you, the longer you let adobo cook, or the longer it gets to sit in its juices, the better the chicken will be. So for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and let it reduce down, trickle down, you know, get what it needs to be in order to keep the liquid now, because we're not getting rid of the liquid. We're just gonna let it reduce down. I'll try it a little bit later on, and we'll see what we need to add to adjust it accordingly. Like I said, adobo, unless you got like this surefire recipe, guys, chances are it'll be a lot of adding, you know, and things like that in order to get it to your preferential taste. All right, so yeah, you see it boiling up, looking real good. Let's see if we can get a piece of chicken in there. Let's see what that chicken's looking like real quick. Oh yeah, it's coming through loud and clear. You know, whenever that chicken starts to get that brown on there, oh yeah, that's good, man. That is prime time, ladies and gentlemen. That is prime time. All right, we're gonna give it a second, man. I'll come back and check a little bit later, man. We'll see what we need to do. All right, guys. So we've already cooked it up as good as we can, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the bay leaves now in the end. I've already put 2 in, but go ahead and add 1 more. So I'll put about 3 bay leaves in, and then I'll let it cook up and simmer down. Ugh. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and give it 1 more try real quick. Ooh, there you go, baby, all that steam. It's a lot of magic happening right there. There's a lot of magic happening right there. Let's go ahead and give it a quick try. I think the bay leaf is what I was missing. That's what I needed to set it off. Give me a second. You know what, it's pretty good. A little bit on the twangy side, but that just comes with the territory. Like I said, I might have put too much soy sauce in there. Maybe not even enough vinegar, guys. But again, it's all an experiment, guys. When it comes to adobo and things like that, guys, it's all about preferential taste. You can follow a recipe if you want to, but that recipe may be lacking in some areas where you want to add some stuff in there, or vice versa. So when it comes down to it, guys, it's really about a preference of taste. Adobo has always been about taste. All right, so for me, this is definitely kicking into high gear. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and let it render itself down just a little bit. Hopefully, prayerfully, that'll work itself out. But again, guys, this has been the Good Doc's Kitchen. Hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. I'm gonna try to leave you the freestyled version of a foreigner cooking some Filipino adobo in the description area below. Prayerfully, it all works out for you. Again, guys, everybody's taste is different. I think this is prime time. Cook me up some rice, guys, and it's gonna be game time. You already know what it is, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe. Doc is officially out. Take care, God bless. Peace.